you're doing their commercial, and then we'll give you time after to do your commercial. Okay? So, if you have one. Did Patty tell you you're doing a commercial?
She said I could.
Cool. So, glad to have you this morning.
Thank you.
All right. So, all right, with that, we've got our lovely, well, no, I can't say he's not. He's lovely personality. He's got a lovely personality.
Thanks, Rob.
But
Thanks, Rob.
awesome, really cool, super awesome dude, Mr. Ash Thomas, is going to start off our speakers. And Ash, so people that have talked to you, they detect a different dialect, right? And so, where are you from and how long you been here?
I'm from Wichita, Kansas.
Well said, yes.
I've been here 6 years.
Nice.
Originally, I'm from England, southwest of England.
Southwest. Where is that? Like, is that a small little village?
Everything in England's small, yeah.
Well, London's not small.
Well, I'm 2 hours west of London.
West. Okay.
Yeah.
All right, cool.
Before you get to this horrible place called Wales.
I thought Wales is pretty. I like Wales. So, what brought you to the States?
Just to change the scenery.
And specifically to California.
Just something a little different.
Yeah?
Yeah.
All right.
So,
Very cool. Well, it's awesome
it's a
having
big
you.
change, yeah. So, yeah.
Well, it's cool. It's cool to have you.
It's a long story.
And that's all right. So there you go, coaching session with Ash to find out a little bit more about what brought him to the United States and specifically to California and then even specifically to LA and then specifically to Santa Clarita and even more
It's awesome town.
to next level, right?
It's awesome town.
Ash Thomas.
Oh, you're not going to ask me the car question?
Oh, you want the car question?
Yeah.
Okay, actually, yeah. So sometimes we ask, you know, if you could be any type of automobile, any type of car, what car would you be? And you would be a...
Aston Martin.
Oh, James Bond.
Just classic.
Yeah, it is. All right, is
No
there-
thrills, just
Is
classic
there a
English.
particular year?
The DB5.
Is that
The old
older?
one, yeah.
Older, okay. Because it's DB7 now, right?
Oh yeah, they're like DB9, 10,
9.
DBS.
Okay. All right.
The old classic.
Nice.
Yeah,
So that's the Bond, the DB5.
they're all Bond.
Right, but that was the Bond era.
Yeah,
like
yeah, yeah.
The early Bond
Yes.
era, right?
Oh
yeah.
my gosh.
Yes.
The Bond era.
Yeah. All right, Ash Thomas.
All right, thank you. Welcome. Thanks for having me. So I did have a completely different presentation for today, but when I got here and saw all these questions, I figured I should go ahead and address some of these. So that being said, let's get going. How do you come up with a routine for a client? So we take in a lot of information when we first meet with someone, okay? Unless someone has come to me from Amy, where Amy will give me a huge report and I have everything I need to know straight away because Amy's already asked all these questions. If it's me taking this information, I want to find out the person's goals. That is number one. The reason people...
I'm sorry, who are you? What do you do? We have a lot of guests here that don't.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought we went out. I'm sorry. My name is Ash Thomas. I'm with Next Level Physical Therapy and Athletic Performance. We have a facility on Lyons Avenue in Wayman Court. I work with Amy. Amy's the head physical therapist there, and I take charge of the training department. So the two of us kind of work together to get people back up on their feet. And we also train people who come in and they don't have any injuries. They just want to get stronger, leaner, train for athletic performance, all kinds of different things. Sorry about that. So, where was I? Yeah, so the first thing I need to take care of is the person's goals. So like all of you guys here, people hire you for a specific reason, okay? So if they hire me to get lean or drop 10 pounds for their high school reunion, and then I take them in the completely opposite direction because I like doing this other cool stuff, that's not cool. That's not what they've hired me for. So number one is the person's goal. Number two, I'm going to look at the person's training age and their injury history. So if someone's come to me and they've had 10 years of training experience, they've been lifting in high school, in college, they've been a member of a gym for 5 years, the way I approach them is going to be slightly different to someone who's never trained before. So if you walked into the gym and you've never worked out before, I'm not going to be loading you with 500 pounds in a back squat and screaming at you, because that is just going to scare the crap out of everyone. Okay, so how I train people is very, very different. Okay, if you come in with no training experience, okay, I'm going to treat you very different to someone that has trained for 10 years. Okay, and then I need to find out if you have any injuries or an injury history. Okay, if you've had a history of back pain, we need to find out between me and Amy why that's happening and how we can fix it, and then train around that injury. Okay, and then time. Time is the big one that often gets left out. If I have a powerlifter who's got a competition in 3 months, I'm going to take that date and I'm going to work backwards. So I'll plan out their training for the next 3 months so they peak at that date. Or if you've got a vacation in July 16th, I'm going to work back from that date, and our training is going to peak, so you're in your peak condition for that. Or some people just say, hey, I just want to lose 10 pounds. I've got no time limit, I just want to drop 10 pounds. Okay, so it depends on time, goals, injury history. Do you recommend walking? Absolutely. You should walk everywhere. I've actually started parking my car further away from where I am, where I need to be, so I get my steps in. So if you go out there, my car's parked way down the end. So that's just a little tip for you guys to increase your daily activity instead of finding the space closest to the building you're going into or going through the drive-through at Starbucks. Park further away, and you'll be surprised just how many more steps you guys get in. Okay. What was your first job ever? My first job was actually splitting firewood with an axe when I was 12. So all day, every day, just chopping wood. And the first 2 days, I couldn't feel my hands because of all the blisters. But that taught me a lot about work and about work ethic, and really installed some discipline in me. Everything I've had, I've done myself, put myself through college, worked at the same time. So it taught me a lot of really important life lessons. Give us advice regarding diet and supplements. First of all, I would say don't call it diet, it's lifestyle enhancement. And I would find there's so much information out there. If you are serious about nutrition advice, find a qualified nutritionist or someone qualified in that area. Like, I'm not a qualified nutritionist. I don't do meal plans, I don't do diet plans. That is me stepping way out of my lane. That's like you coming to me and me adjusting your back and saying, don't go to Dr. Raj. I'll just jump on you. It's way faster. Okay? So I think in the fitness industry, and one of the questions is like, what's one of the things that frustrates you about the fitness industry, is like, you need to stay in your lane. Yes, I think you need to be diverse and have different approaches, but there's way too many $50 meal plans online for people who want a quick fix. And it's worrying, because people who are in great shape are giving nutritional advice to people that really want it and want the results, and they're paying crazy money for it. So I would say nutritional advice, go to a qualified nutritionist. I can advise you and give you some help and some pointers, but that's not my speciality, and I don't pretend to be a nutrition expert. So I think it's very important that whatever field you're in, you stay in your lane and refer out. So I would rather say, hey, you know, if you've got all these health questions, speak to Dr. Raj, or if you've got nutritional stuff, maybe you could speak to Tammy. Sorry, I'm trying to fly through this. What's the most frustrating about the fitness industry to you? There is way too much competition in this industry. There's way too much like bashing each other. So I think there needs to be more collaboration and less competition. You don't see two doctors going online calling each other out and saying my way works better than your way. You know, we're fighting really hard to make our profession professional, and then there's just a lot of people bashing each other's work to get ahead of the game. So I think that's the really frustrating thing for me. And then social media has made it even worse, because everyone's calling each other out and saying my way is better than your way. And like I said, like, you wouldn't hear Dr. Raj bashing other chiropractors in the area. He just gets on with his business because he's professional. So that frustrates me a lot. Do you train people differently for strength versus weight loss? Every single person I train does strength training. Strength training is like the cheat code to everything. If you want to get faster, stronger, leaner, more powerful, you have to bring your strength up. So strength's like the giant vessel that all of these qualities go inside. Okay, so strength training would be the #1 way if you want to drop body fat. Strength training would be the #1 thing if you want to get more powerful. Strength training would be the #1 thing if you want to improve your speed. So strength training really is the foundation for everything, especially in terms of weight loss. You know, all the studies show that strength training really is key for dropping body fat and boosting your metabolism. I have 10 minutes to work out. What should I do? That's a good one.
Let's see it.
Park far away from the...
Park far away. Excellent.
That's 5
2 minutes.
right
I would pick one exercise and do multiple sets and work up to like some heavyish work. That would be me. But I would probably pick 5 exercises back to back and work through those exercises as many rounds as I could in that 10 minutes. We call that complex. So I would pick 2 dumbbells. I would do some like bent over rows. I would do some RDLs where you push your tail back. I would do some squats. I would do some presses. 10 reps of each exercise. Rest 60 seconds and go again. I work my way as many times through that, and you will be feeling that at the end. What is your best motivational speech? My favorite is from the Rocky Balboa movie, where he talks about getting hit and standing back up and keep moving forward. It just pumps me up beyond belief. I actually watched the latest Rocky movie at like 11 o'clock at night, and I was like, I need to go and work out. So that one. And then I get motivated more by individuals. There's an ex-Navy SEAL named Jocko Willink. He really motivates the hell out of me. He's got some fantastic books on leadership. One's called Extreme Ownership. That's a fantastic book. That'll teach you a lot about leading in life and in your business. And there's a fantastic book on teamwork by a guy, it's called Legacy by James Kerr. And it talks about the New Zealand All Blacks, the rugby team. I would recommend, if you work in a team, I thoroughly recommend reading that book. That will change the way you kind of talk to your teammates and how you act as a person within that team.
What is that called?
It's called Legacy by James Kerr. It's a super easy read, very fast read, but it's got some really cool bits in there that will really help you run your team or be a better teammate. I think that's it. Oh, thank you guys.
2 more minutes.
Well, that was 10.
That was 10. I was just answering loads of questions on here, so.
All right.
Thank you.